My name is Salvo and I'm the creative director and founder of The Fam. I was born and raised in Germany from Italian origins. My parents are both from Sicily, but I grew up in Germany till I was 12, 13. I then moved back to Italy, then moved to France, and then back to Italy again. So I define myself as sort of a nomad. The Fam was born, actually, it just came into my life. It was very natural, like fashion in a way. Like I started working and thinking about fashion when I was a child, looking at the women around me, but not really the way they were dressed. It was mostly about their character, their gesture, and their attitude. And it's actually what I try to convey through The Fam is the gesture and the element that make a woman feel a woman. So The Fam started slightly before the pandemic. The first seasons were a bit hard because, when you start something new, you need to understand what's going to be the focus of it. What is the story that you want to tell? What is your message? And for me, it came very natural to look around the people that were around me. Like all the people that surround me, the women of my life, in the good things, in the bad things, and in a way try to convey their emotions and their feelings and their situations into my collections. So very often garments of The Fam come from the garments of my friends, of my girlfriends. And in a way, The Fam is a brand that is really born on the idea of love. Love in all of its shapes. The idea is really to convey a message of love, of acceptance, but especially of accepting yourself the way you are, about personalities. It's not about being all the same, it's about having an individuality that makes you feel special. Now, for me, it's all starts around the idea of tension in a way to create an unbalanced balance. I always try to take very masculine elements, like masculine shapes, but then to give them a very feminine approach through embroidery. So, for example, a male coat is embroidered with like feminine flowers. For me, this idea of like creating a mistake or something wrong that in the image looks not correct is really what makes the garment and the pieces interesting. So in a way, for me, mistakes don't have to be hidden. Mistakes have to be used as your strength point and have to be shown. So I always try to create this, a reference point between masculine, feminine, and it really comes a lot from the 90s aesthetic. So very clean shapes, but then worked with like special surfaces. And in a way, it's all about also the relationship with light. Light for me is a very important element because it helps me not only to define the simplicity in the silhouettes, but on the other hand, it also helps me to show and to underline the 3D of the embroideries that I create. So for the new Fall/Winter 22-23 collection, my idea was to explore new fields of creativity and to work with new materials. And the collaboration with Tissavel was really a way to go in these new fields and explore something new. The amazing thing of Tissavel is the very ethical and sustainable approach they have to this material. So my idea was really to not imitate a real piece, but it was more about creating something new, using the material as a raw material, as a toile, and in a way to bring it into the Fam world through our most important elements. For example, we dyed some furs in super strong colors that are very common to our brand. We used our embroideries on classic surfaces. So in a way, it was still to create this sort of juxtaposition and unbalanced balance between what is the Fam and what is the classic material. The use of Tissavel's material in the collection was for me very, very important to create an idea of maximalism. It could be like, balance all the rest of the collection. These materials helps you to create new silhouettes and new volumes that obviously with normal fabric you can't achieve. But the amazing thing is really to use it not as it is considered as a common material, but as a surface. So for me it was to take, for example, our black Svacara is like a classic all over like black material, but then over embroider it with like crystals, with our like iconic splash embroidery, or to take the fur but then dye it into like super strong colors. So in a way it was really an experimentation that we did together with Tissavel. It was a sort of like together process to find a way to make it look of something new, something unexpected, and to create a new material that actually doesn't exist yet on the market. think that nowadays sustainability has to be really part of your creative process. And in a way, till today, I try to approach it in my collection through the use of sustainable materials for my embroideries. For example, all the beads and all the sequins that you can see come from recycled plastic. And the work with Tissavel's fabric for me was very important, especially because they use mainly recycled fibers and mostly are GRS certified. So, it's a good help and a good step towards sustainability that right now in fashion is fundamental and you need to have in your process, especially in 2022. Fashion nowadays has to be around creativity, about happiness, and as the femme, it's about love. We want to approach this love idea also with Tissavel. I can't wait for you to discover our new collection, and I hope you're gonna love it as much as we do.